Hello 3-4S and welcome to our homework revision video for week 9. This video is going to go through some of the things that we did last week in school and give you the opportunity to revise what we did and earn yourself some dojo points. So once again, the idea of these videos is you can watch it as many times as you need to. You can pause and you can rewind and do things over again until you get the good idea. You can come to me and ask questions at school about the video. Practice makes perfect, so if you can watch it even once or twice, so you've really got a deep understanding of the concepts. And I've got some questions along the way for you to earn some dojo points for our auctions on Fridays. So we have four questions in this video that you might want to pause it right now and go get your scrap piece of paper if you'd like to answer the questions. Okay, let's go. So the first thing we were looking at is our chance. We looked at the chance. Now if I'm looking at a dice here, we looked at the odds of rolling a number. Can you remember what those were? What are the chances of me pressing this and rolling a 2? And we know that the dice has 6 sides on it. So if I'm rolling the dice, I know that I have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling either of these numbers. I have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 1, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 2, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 3, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 4, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 5, and same again, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 6. So if I was to roll this dice 6 times, I almost should get one of each number, but often that's not what happens. So we're going to do a bit of a tally here to see how we go. So we might roll it a couple of times. What do we get first? We get a 6. A 5. 3. Oh, we might get there. A 4. Looking good so far. A 3 again. A 1. So you can see we've rolled it 6 times and we almost got one of each. We just got 2 3s instead of a 2. We might keep going. So we can see that while the chance of each number coming out is 1 in 6 and they are equal, it often doesn't always happen equally. So you need to remember that. While each of these numbers is a 1 in 6 chance, we can see that they're coming out in different patterns. A 4 again, I think we might stop there. So we didn't get any 2s at all. Now while they were still equally likely to happen, we got a 3, 4 and 5 3 times, while we didn't get 2 at all. Let's move on. So if we were to do it the same with the dice, a coin. So this is our tail side, this is our head side. So we'll start flipping the coin. First one, a tail. Second one, another tails. And remember, so there's 2 sides to our coin, so the chances of getting each of these sides is 1 in 2. So they should happen equally as well. But look, we can see I've rolled 4 tails in a row, 5 tails in a row. 6 tails in a row. Finally, it heads. Another tail. So remember we did with chance, as we can see with this, last one, and a tail. So we've rolled our dice 10 times. Twice it came at heads, and 8 times it came at tails. But what should be happening is, because they're equal sides and only 2 of them, we should probably have gotten 5 heads and 5 tails. So while it's their equal chance, it often, like it has here, doesn't happen like that. So there's another example of chance. Finally, looked at our cards. Now remember, how many suits are there? There's 4. So I want everyone to maybe try and guess. I'm about to click this. Try and guess what suit it might be. It would be a clubs, spades, diamonds, or hearts. I'm going to pick hearts. I think it might be a hearts. 3, 2, 1. And I was correct. Well done. Okay, pick another one. I'm going to pick spades. No, it was clubs. I'm going to pick diamonds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I picked it again. I'm going to pick diamonds again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, no, it was a spades. I'm going to try and pick the number now. I want you to try and pick the number. I'm going to pick it. It's going to be a 4. Nope, it was a 7. I'm going to say it's going to be a king. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I was correct. Now, I picked that. That's very lucky of me, because there's 52 cards in our deck. I've got a 1 in 13 chance of picking that king, and I did. Very lucky of me. So that's what chance is. It's the odds of something happening. And we saw with our dice, we have a 1 in 6 chance. We have a 1 in 2 chance. And the cards, we have a 1 in 52 chance. So I'm going to try and pick the exact card. Let's see how clever I am. I'm going to say it's a 3 of diamonds. Oh, the king of diamonds. Okay, moving on. We looked at synonyms for grammar. One of our sides was synonyms. So synonyms are words that have the same or almost the same meaning. They are words that have the same or almost the same meaning. So if I started with a word like magnificent, a synonym, a word that means the same or almost the same, would be something like fantastic or wonderful. If I started with like scared, something that means the same as scared, you could be scared of something, you could be afraid of something, you could be spooked of something, or you could be frightened of something. That's what synonyms are. Synonyms. It sounds like similar, doesn't it? Synonym, similar. Synonym, similar. So they're words that are similar to each other. Scared, afraid, spooked, frightened. What about these two? Big. What's a synonym? A word that means the same as big. Have a think. Alright, what are we thinking? I might say something like large or enormous are all words that could be big. Maybe tall or gigantic are all words that are meaning the same or almost the same as big. What about quick? Quick. What's a word that means the same or almost the same as quick? Have a think. Tricky. If I was looking at that and wanted a synonym, a similar word, I might say fast or speedy or lightning. He's lightning fast. Quick, fast, speedy. Okay, here's your chance, your first question. Chance for a dojo point. I'd like you to write me a synonym for angry. You need to write me a synonym for question 1 on your scrap piece of paper. A synonym for the word angry. Okay. Moving on. We also looked at antonyms. And antonyms are words that mean the opposite to each other. So while synonyms are words that mean the same, antonyms are words that mean the opposite to each other. So if I had shallow, the opposite is deep. If I had big, the opposite is small. If If I had happy, the opposite would be sad. So they're words that mean the opposite to each other. So let's look at these ones here. If I had dark, what would be an antonym, a word that is the opposite for dark? I might have think something like light. Something very dark, it might be light. Someone was slow. The opposite might be fast or quick. Always. If someone always did something, the opposite to that would be that someone never does something. Night, and the opposite to that might be day. Okay, here's your second question. Question on your scrap paper, question number 2. I'd like you to write me an antonym for this word, difficult. A word that means the opposite. If something is difficult, the opposite is that something is... Write it down. Question 2. Moving on. Answering questions. We looked at this when we started to look at our NAP plan. We did our NAP plan revision. And I gave you this acronym here called BREAD. Can you remember what this meant? What did this mean? BREAD. Each of these letters means something. Can you remember what it was? BREAD. B-R-E-A-D. And this is something you should follow every time you answer not only a question in that plan, but all questions I give you. You could be using this BREAD acronym. So what is it? B. What was the B? The B in BREAD was breathe. Make sure you take some deep breaths to make sure you are calm, focused, and concentrating to answer the question properly. So the B was to make sure that you breathe. What about the R? B-R. R meant that you need to read the question. Read it 2 or 3 times, I was telling you. Read the question. It is very important that you read it so you understand exactly what the question is asking you to do. So that's B-R. What are we up to? E. What did the E mean? The E in BREAD. E meant examine. Examine the question. What is it asking you to do? What information do you need to find? What do you need to do to help you answer the question? That's what E is. Examine the question. B-R-E-A. We're up to A. What did the A mean? Looking at the A meant, what was it? Quickly, I'm almost there. Answer the question. B-R-E-A. A is for answer the question. Make sure you always have a go at it. Give something a try. Do not just leave it blank. You might need to skip it and come back to it, but always answer every single question. And that's what E is. You've had a breath. You've read the question 2 or 3 times. You've examined it. Now you need to answer it. But before you move on to the next question, you've all done. You've answered the question. But before you move on, there is one last thing, which is the D. What does the D mean? What does it mean? We should know this. What does the D mean? I'm almost there. And it is double check your answer. Before you move on, you need to double check your answer to make sure you haven't accidentally made a mistake. Because everyone makes mistakes. It's going to happen. That's why we double check our work, to make sure we fix any of our mistakes. So that's what BREAD means. Breathe. Read the question. Examine it. Answer the question and double check your answer. Okay, here's your opportunity. Question 3 on your scrap piece of paper. We have a NAP plan question here. And here are the answers. A, B, C, or D. I'd like you to use our BREAD acronym. Our BREAD acronym, you know what it means now, to answer this question and write the answer for your question 3. Is it A, B, C, or D? So you're answering this question here using our BREAD acronym. Make sure you do it properly. And number 3 here. This is your 3rd chance for a dojo point. Is it A, B, C, or D? You might need to pause it if you're looking at this question, because we're going to move on. We also, in our science of our indoors and outdoors, looked at floor plans or house plans. Because remember, this is the very first thing that happens when you're building a house. You build a plan of what you would like. So we can see we have the front of the house. This is of the front. The main road's maybe out here somewhere. We can come into the front footpath and we go into our entry. And here's our living room. Imagine it in your minds. We walk into our living room and into our dining room here. And then walk through to the kitchen. Here's the kitchen, and look like there's a sink there. Maybe the stove's over here and another table and chairs. Looks like there might be a door to out the backyard here. And in through these doors. Remember, these are left blank. There's nothing here if this shows a doorway. I'll look like I'm going down the hall into the bathroom if I need to go to the bathroom. There's a bath there. Maybe the toilet's right there. Outside the door again into one bedroom, which has a closet. Out the door again and into another bedroom, which has another closet. These must be windows, I think, showing the outside, and I'm into the master bedroom, which has a very big closet and some windows. And we can see with these plans, which we drew our houses in our visual art diaries, and I think we might draw our dream house this week. We have nice straight lines, clear labelling. We've got the dimensions of the room. That's 12 feet 6 inches, 10 feet 6 inches. Very clear labelling of what our house plan looks like, because this is the very first thing that's done when you're building your house. You plan out what it might look like. And that's what we did in our indoors and outdoors science. We planned our house. In question 4, our last slide for the video, our extra bonus dojo question. Which row does Jacob sit in our class? Which row does Jacob sit in? Does he sit in the front row, the middle row, or the back row? That is your question 4 of your scrap piece of paper. Okay, that's our video for today, and remember, if you have any problems, you can watch this video as many times as you need to. Come to school and ask me questions, and hopefully you've answered the questions along the way for your opportunity for 4 extra dojo points for our auctions. Okay, thank you very much, 3-4S.